It's two dudes with attitudes, a wrestling podcast with your boy Ryan Enjoys Wrestling and MWO, and we are live, baby, and we are doing the WWE Wrestlepalooza predictions, baby. The first time ever on ESPN, or is it on ESPN, or is it not on ESPN? We'll talk about that. But are you ready, Ryan? We've been gone for a couple weeks. We've been busy. We have busy lives. We're trying to figure out this new schedule, but we are back, y'all. We're going to keep doing it every single week. So subscribe, follow, hit those notifications so you know when we're popping on. But once again, we're back twice a week, Ryan. Aren't we? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We are back. We're better than ever, like Eric Bischoff. And yeah, let's get to it, man. We got a busy weekend of wrestling. We've got counter programming. We've got AEW, which moved their time to an earlier, moved their show to an earlier time. We have WrestlePalooza. We have, TNA's taken off. We have, NXT crushing it this week. So it's been a crazy week in professional wrestling, and it's just going to get even bigger and better with ESPN right around the corner. So let's
I agree.
Let's get to it.
Hit that music.
Two dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the two dudes and the attitudes, ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. The 5-star broadcast shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E. The two dudes with the attitudes that bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on, time to lock in. Listen to the podcast where they get it poppin'.
Yeah, I want to talk about that counter programming really quick. So we'll go East Coast time because, all y'all live in the East Coast, which is the worst coast. But y'all have to stay up until 2 o'clock in the morning to watch the Raiders on Monday Night Football. But so here's the thing. WWE Wrestlepalooza is on at 7 o'clock. So what time is AEW?
Now it's at 3 o'clock. It was originally scheduled for 8 p.m. Saturday night. Yeah. So it was going to, and that pay-per-view was going to end at 2 a.m.
So that's what I was going to say. Remember last time they counter programmed, AEW moved their time. And what happened? They went into the first 2 hours. If they're going to go into all of Wrestlepalooza is not going to go over 3 hours. It's 5 matches. So if they end at 10 o'clock Eastern, they start at 3. I can see AEW going till 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 6 hours.
I could see it.
So
that's what
happened.
How it goes. Like you said, that's what happened when they had All In. I mean, that's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it went into like the first hour of Saturday night's main event. And that was the night Goldberg retired from WWE and everything. So who knows, man? Like, I think they're going to try to get as much as they can. We know the opening match of WrestlePalooza is John Cena and Brock Lesnar. So, AEW is going to pull out all the stops to try to leak into that one a little bit. And maybe that's when we get Hangman Page, Kyle Fletcher. Maybe that's when we get Cope and Cage, like 7.5 hours later. But, hey, they got to do what they got to do.
Here's the thing. You pay to watch their pay-per-view. So I'm assuming you're not going to tune out. But I could see people not buying because of that reason. I think they put Brock there and Cena first for that exact reason, to people to say, I don't want to miss that match. And no one even knows what's going on with ESPN right now. And we could talk about that. The thing is with ESPN, I'm hearing people saying that they're going on the channel, looking at the guide, and it's nowhere to be seen. So it's on ESPN, but it's only on the ESPN app. They have not promoted it as WrestlePalooza ESPN app, ESPN Plus. They said it's on ESPN. So I guess we're just moving to ESPN app. And the ESPN's app is confusing too, because I have Hulu, ESPN, Disney. I have gotten nothing about a price increase or a change. I have the new ESPN already. I didn't do anything. And then DirecTV sent me multiple emails saying, hey, you get ESPN for free. This is how to subscribe to it. But then it says under it, this does not count for the bundle or whatever. But I thought the ESPN 30 was already the bundle. I thought why am I paying I get it for free? I'm very confused.
And I'm telling you right now, I personally think the WWE made a mistake putting WrestlePalooza on the first ESPN pay-per-view, because originally when the announcement came out, they were going to ESPN in January. But now they quickly rushed off of Peacock and came over to ESPN so they could counter All Out. I think they made a mistake. I don't think they're ready. I really don't. I don't think they know the rollout has been really confusing. There's people that there's still ESPN Plus out there. There's ESPN 8, the Ocho. There's all these apps out there that you have to download, and you don't know which one is which. Is this on ESPN, the television show, the television channel? Like, because you've been saying that they've been saying it's on ESPN, not the ESPN app. So to the normal person, that would be channel 206 on DirecTV. That's ESPN. That's the channel, but it's not going to be on that. So this whole thing has been really, really poorly communicated and poorly rolled out. And I am worried about the technology and everything. And are they ready to do this? And if anything goes wrong in this first PLE, wrestling fans are going to let you hear about it. So this is, WWE is taking a huge gamble with this show for sure.
So what I'm seeing here, it says the only way to watch Wrestlepalooza is to subscribe to the ESPN Unlimited in the United States, or purchase the event via the ESPN directly or through the Disney Plus Hulu ESPN Unlimited bundle. For viewers outside the U.S., watch on Netflix. Womp womp. So yeah, you have to have ESPN Unlimited. So my thing is that I think I have ESPN Unlimited because my whole thing changed, but maybe I don't. Maybe I have to go through my DirecTV to also have ES. But I did get it. I saw some people put in my comments that their cable provider isn't providing it, and I was like,
a lot of cable
is. I got an app that said it was.
I think Comcast is not. I think YouTube TV is not, and that's a big one. Yeah. And there's another one, Sling, I think, is not. One of the other bigger ones is not offering it. So if they have that, and YouTube TV, man, those people are getting hosed. You're already paying like $82 a month to watch YouTube TV.
I got rid of it. Yeah.
And now you have to pay whatever that cost is plus $39.99, $29.99, whatever it is to get the ESPN app. It's highway robbery, man. That's for sure. But and also I am a little confused. Not to get too political, and we didn't talk about this beforehand, but right now a lot of people are pissed off at ESPN and Disney and Hulu because of what happened with Jimmy Kimmel, and a lot of people are canceling their Disney, ESPN, Supposedly, yeah. And I wonder if that's going to have any impact on the numbers as well for Wrestlepalooza. I don't know, because I think a lot of wrestling fans the political demographic is probably split 50-50, but I do think it's going to have if people are serious and they do cancel, I do think it's going to have an impact on the buy rates and the people watching.
I agree, although I thought it was funny because I follow some creators and they're like bigger than me, and they're like, well, I'm not watching Wrestlepalooza because WWE, I can't afford it, and I'm not getting it for free. And I'm like, you're a creator. Like, what do you then don't create. Like, to be a creator, you have to watch. So I'm sorry to break it. I don't want to pay either, but then don't, like,
or
how
those
are you?
People...
That's all of WWE PLEs. You're a WWE only creator. You only do WWE. You're not going to watch their PLEs anymore. Yeah, good luck to you.
Yeah. Those people that are like, oh, I can't afford to go to pay-per-views, or I'm not going to watch anymore because tickets are so expensive, and then they show them on TV marking out on in the behind the scenes, but in the audience, like getting on camera, and I'm like, oh, like whatever, like that crap pisses me off too. But
people talk, homie. But here's my thing. I posted it on TikTok, so you probably have already seen it. But my thing with ESPN was that I was very excited for WWE to join ESPN. I thought it would be really cool. Really good for pro wrestling in general, really good for the publicity, the eyes, right? To put eyeballs onto the product. And I went ahead and watched First Take all week. And First Take had Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins on it with Stephen A. And it was atrocious. Paul Heyman tried to carry it. It was atrocious. Then they had Cody Rhodes on it. It was atrocious. Then they had Triple H on it, where they did the top 5 Stephen A lists, where he normally lists, and they're bad. And Goldberg was number 1. And it was just like, and I was watching it, and I'm like, this is my problem, right? ESPN knew they were taking over WWE. Now, should they hire people like you and I? 100%. And they should hire us, and they should also hire a couple former pro wrestlers, right? Just like they do. Stephen A. Smith doesn't play sports, but he watches, he observes, he learns. They have these guys on here, like Stephen A. Smith is like reading off a teleprompter, asking Seth Rollins they're awful questions. The list of the top 5, he was calling him Randall Macho Man Savage instead of Macho Man Randy Savage. Like, they don't even know pro wrestling. They're like, homeboy. Ryan Clark was like, how are you not going to put Junkyard Dog on there? Like, Junkyard Dog, like, you're just naming people you knew from like the 80s.
As the greatest,
top 5 ever. Like, that was my thing too, is that The positive was that I was hoping on ESPN, people would see it and then go, oh, I used to watch wrestling in the Attitude Era or the 80s or maybe the 2000s, and I miss it. Maybe I should go check it out, put more eyeballs on the product. But when you have morons talking about it, I think it's going to hurt the product. AAA, like Stephen A., and this is not a knock. I actually like Stephen A. I'm not one of the haters on him. I'm fine with him. He is what you know what you get. So don't watch it and then go, good, he's so annoying and full. That's him. That's why people tune in. It is what it is. But he does make a mockery of it because he's not taking it seriously like he would a boxing match or a UFC. And that's how you approach it. If you're going to have them on, you're either interviewing them as unreal or you're interviewing them as, as in character, right? You have to, one or the other, right? So you either have to say, hey, how does this work? How does that work? Or you have to say, hey, this is, you're going to fight. You're going to do this. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I completely agree. And I think they didn't do the WWE any favors this week with that promote. Like the number one, the top 5 greatest wrestlers of all time, according to Stephen A., and it's got Goldberg. Mm-hmm. There's no Rock. There's no Stone Cold. There's no Pioneers.
No, he had the Rock. He had the Rock at number 4.
Okay, yeah, but he didn't have
the Rock,
Stone Cold
Ric
on
Flair.
there.
He had the Road Warriors, not Legion of Doom. He called them the Road Warriors. And then he had who was the other? Flair, Rock, Road Warriors, Goldberg, and Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
And when he said Hogan at number 3, it was silent because it was him, Cam Newton, and Ryan Clark, who were all black, and they were probably like, "Yeah, no thanks." It was a very like
it makes me wonder, like, is that really his list that he thinks, or is that like, did WWE tell him to make that list? Was he trying to suck up to Triple H? Because he even said, like, Triple H, this one's for you. Like it was,
but Triple H hates Goldberg. Why would he like?
I know. I agree. He probably hates The Rock right now too. So
100%. Yeah,
everything going on with that. But but with that being said, I do think ESPN did a good job promoting the show all week. I mean, they had a show hosted tonight on right before SmackDown aired, where they had Tyrese Halliburton hosting the show, and it was like a WrestlePalooza preview, and they went match by match on the card. I think the Pat McAfee connection is going to, play a significant role with the show being in Indianapolis. And I think he's done a good job promoting the show. I think, having Joe Tessitore, who works for ESPN, I mean, he's done a great job on commentary as well. So, I think the ESPN connections are going to go a long way. I think hopefully we'll get past this awful week of Stephen A's list and everything. And this becomes something better going forward.
Yeah, like I agree with you. Like I said, the eyeballs is what's a plus. But when you get the eyeballs, you're not going to have NFL Live with 2 people who only watch soccer or 2 people who watch baseball, and you throw them on there and they're like, well, I've watched a football game like in the past. So does Dan Marino still play? He's good. Like you need people like you don't have to be a professional, right? You don't have to be a professional. If you watch it enough, then fine. But you gotta know it.
This happened to AEW I think last year during the All-Star game, because the All-Star game was on TNT and the NBA was talking like, they were like, tune in this Friday or Saturday for Great Collision Slam Dunk. It was like March Madness edition or All-Star edition. And they were like, who are some of your favorite wrestlers from AEW? And people were like, oh, Stone Cold, The Rock. It did AEW no favors whatsoever. It was, and you could tell it was like Stan Van Gundy and Reggie Miller, who like you could tell they've never watched wrestling in their life. They're like, yeah, I think The Undertaker was there one time when I was growing up. I used to watch him. Yeah, it was like they were there to promote AEW, but they were talking about WWE wrestlers.
And that's what I mean. Yeah, and that's what I mean. And like even when Cam Newton and Ryan Clark and Stephen A were like talking about the WWE, they're just so over the top. Like they're trying to be like just talk about WWE. Like just do it. Like shoot. And I know I'm joking saying you and I should do it because I would do it. I could do it well too. But even if you get someone bigger, if you throw Santi on there, just somebody who knows, and then you get an old retired wrestler. I don't care who it is. Bring Bryan Danielson in there to be a person on ESPN or anybody like that. Just somebody to talk. Even Eric Bischoff being on ESPN would be good. Like just somebody who, although Bischoff doesn't even watch anymore, but still. But
so he says.
Just somebody who watches. Yeah. I don't know. Every time he gets asked questions at E3 Weeks, like, I don't know. I'm not following. I'm like, then why are you doing this podcast?
I know.
Don't do it if you don't watch. Go back to them just talking about the olden days.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. He probably has Goldberg as his number one on his top 5, or probably Hogan as his number one.
He created Goldberg, homie. Oh, 100% he has Hogan. All right. You ready to get in predictions? Did we talk enough about this?
I think so. I think so. It was a good week for ESPN. Hopefully this partnership gets better, but you know what time it is, right?
Oh, I do know what time it is. And you know what time it is, because it is.
It's prediction time. Before it ever happens, it's a prediction. Lean in close, take notes, listen. Cause they about to point it out quickly. All the things that you didn't see is getting called like plays at the line of scrimmage. You can take it to the bank, the dudes ain't tripping. They've been seeing what's coming for a good minute. It's prediction time. Yeah, let's get it.
Yeah, let's get it.
Heck yeah, let's get it. All right, and as always, when we do our predictions, Mr. Ryan Enjoys Wrestling is going to try to put the match card in order. The good thing is, homie, there's 5 matches, and you already got 2 given to you.
Yeah, they're giving me 2
mess
fists.
Up the 3 in the middle, bro. Just like my girlfriend tells me, don't mess up the 3 in the middle, all right? You ready?
Totally, it's totally going to happen, too. But, yeah, so we got John Cena and Brock Lesnar opening the show. That was announced. First, it was announced as the main event, and then Pat McAfee
the whole time.
And then Pat McAfee was like, "Hey guys, guess what? Breaking news! It's opening at WrestlePalooza." And it was really confusing because people were pissed that it was main eventing. So maybe they pivoted. But John Cena and Brock Lesnar opening the show.
As always, Ryan, you get to start. Who do you got?
I don't know. Like this one, because on one hand, like John Cena's got to start putting people over, and he's only got a handful of dates left. It's time for him to start losing matches and go from there. But then do you bring Brock Lesnar back? But at the same time, like if John Cena should probably beat Brock Lesnar, but do you bring Brock Lesnar back just to lose? Should it be a squash match where Brock Lesnar wins? I'm gonna go Brock Lesnar gets the win over John Cena, and I think it's gonna be a squash match. I think he's gonna annihilate him pretty easily. And afterwards, either Gunther's going to come out and stare down Brock Lesnar, or he's going to come out and help Brock Lesnar continue the beatdown on John Cena, and Gunther's going to become John Cena's next opponent.
So you think it's going to squash the other way around? Lesnar
I think
squashing John Cena. I was there when he squashed him at SummerSlam. That wasn't their last match, was it?
People say
it last match. I keep
that was like 2014.
Match. Yeah. That was when it was only in LA. I remember, like I used to go every year when it was cheap.
Yeah, maybe it was. I don't know. I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was that long ago. But
well,
I mean, he had a bunch of matches with Roman. He had Drew.
So I think
Bobby Lashley there.
Cena retired.
Yeah.
Either way, here's the thing, right? I made videos all week saying that Cena needs to squash Brock Lesnar. I think he needs to get it back. I think Brock coming back was controversial. I think he just came back to put eyeballs on ESPN. I think they proved that by putting them first, hopefully to bring people in. And I think he's going to disappear again. But then I saw him tonight go up to Paul Heyman on SmackDown, if you didn't watch it, and basically said, "Call me," in front of the Vision. Now it's got me twisted, because now is it going to be Cena wins, or is Brock going to get help? But does Brock need help to win? Will the Vision come? Because if he loses, does he go to the Vision? No, but if he squashes them, he can't just go with Paul. He needs to be part of. Paul can't just do the Vision and Lesnar. He tried that before. It doesn't work when you do 2 people. He needs to be with one group only. So I'm just going to stick to my. I think we're going to open up with a squash John Cena match, and I'll tell you how we're going to end it. And it's going to have eyeballs no matter what. We got to get people talking. I'm going to go John Cena. I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to go he squashes Brock Lesnar. I'm going to say they're making Brock Lesnar look like such a beast, beating up Corey Graves, attacking Michael Cole, because they're making him look like a monster, and he's going to get his ass kicked. I think John's going to – they haven't had him at the same time yet. They're constantly on different brands, and so I'm sticking to it. I'm not going to sway away from my original decision.
Yeah, I can see that. I do like your idea of the Vision too, where maybe that's because everyone wants to see Bron Breakker, the young talent, be maybe John Cena's final opponent. And maybe that's how we get to that, is they help Brock and he spears John Cena 15 times through the wall or something. Or Bronson Reed is his next opponent, and he tsunamis John Cena after Brock Lesnar beats him. I mean, there's so many ways that they can go. But I do like the idea of the Vision helping Brock.
Yeah. All right. What's next in your predictions? Oh, and there's my boys. So maybe they couldn't come out. So we got the one Usos.
Well, they could stay out.
Versus,
they could.
Or they stay out. Yeah, and then they just hang out. They're like, all right, come on, Usos. And the Usos are going up against the Brons. LA Knight's going to be there somewhere. Who do you got? Who's winning this match?
I'm going to go Braun. I'm going to go Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker are going to get the win over the Usos. I think they're trying to tell this story of dissension between Jimmy and Jay, even though they just got back together. The whole LA Knight thing is going to come into a play. Who was Jay talking to on the phone on Monday Night Raw? Like, are they leaning towards a Jay Uso heel turn? I'll tell you my prediction on who that is. I think it was the other Us, Solo Sikoa, his other brother. That's why he was like, I can't tell you that. If it was Roman, he would have been like, oh, yeah, that was the tribal chief. But he was like, okay, I can't tell you that. Don't worry about it. And maybe he's talking to Jay, or he was talking to Solo about Jimmy or something. And but either way, I think I don't think that plays a factor in this match yet. But I do think Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker have to win.
The Brons are for sure winning, but are we getting an Uso turn or an LA Knight interference? So either one's happening. I don't think the Brons win fairly squarely, as GSP once said. I think 100% LA Knight comes out and costs them, or Jimmy Uso turns on Jay Uso. See, I don't think Jay's turning. I think Jimmy, they're making it too
But we've
obvious.
seen that before. Yeah. We've
but what has he done since? He hasn't, he hasn't done anything. So I don't know.
And then they had the match at WrestleMania. Yeah, I agree. That's why I think maybe Jay was talking to Solo, and it's going to lead to a Jay heel turn. And
maybe.
Yeah, and he was trusting the wrong brother or something, or Solo saw what he should have seen in Jimmy and Roman this whole time. I don't know, but I do think it would be better if Jay turns heel.
Yeah, I think one of it's happening, right? It's either going to be Jay turning, Jimmy turning, or LA Knight. If none of those three things happen in this match, I will be shell shocked. Or if it just happens, I'll be shocked.
There's the other option of LA Knight turns heel and joins the Vision, becomes the fourth man.
But either way, he's in there. So that's what I mean. So that would be, that's the other thing. Yeah. But you can't, are you going to have LA Knight and then Brock Lesnar too? Are we going to have is a Vision the new like Death Riders? What are we doing? NWO?
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know.
He's Daniel, plays the role of, Brock Lesnar plays the role of Wheeler Yuta.
Yeah. Oh, wah, wah. Whatever happened to him? I like how they were like, Danny Garcia, you're in. Everybody else, you're out, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you're gone.
They're like, I only need you. Thanks for wearing basketball shorts. All right, we got one IYO SKY versus one Stephanie, I don't care, Vaquer. And they are wrestling for the women's vacated title from one Naomi. Who do you got? And tell me how it happens.
I think it's going to be Stephanie Vaquer. And I think this is finally the moment we get that long-awaited Asuka turn, and she's going to cost IYO SKY the match. She's going to come out and either inadvertently cost her the match or overtly cost her the match, and Vaquer's going to get the win.
I think that's the only option, right? I think that's what everyone thinks. Originally, I thought there was no chance Stephanie Vaquer was going to win because I don't think she was originally going to beat Naomi, but either was IYO SKY. So I think they went a different route. I wonder if Rhea Ripley's going to play a part in it, though. Is she going to turn heel maybe? Or is she going to come out and accidentally cost IYO, trying to save her from, from Asuka? Maybe Asuka will be like, see, you should have trusted me. Rhea costed, maybe she pushes Asuka into IYO or distracts it, or I think there's going to be something, but Rhea's got to be involved, right? Because then she's still kind of involved because she said she's going to face whoever wins. I don't know. I think it's we'll see. But I do think
the biggest star in the Rhea's the biggest star in the women's division, and you're not going to have her on the show at all on your inaugural PLE on ESPN. Yeah. That seems suspect to me. So I do think she's going to play a factor in this match for sure.
100%. And we're going to have Stephanie Vaquer and Julia both as champions, but they're doing nothing with Julia. So if they do something with Stephanie Vaquer, because you got the talent, you pushed them up super fast. They went from AEW to NXT to WWE in a matter of 2 months. You're going to give them titles now? Push them. Push them.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. The match that I will be looking forward to the most, watching it alone in my room while I cover up the two bottom people. And I'm going to watch one, Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch taking on CM Punk and AJ Lee. And I think what is being billed as the first ever married couple versus married couple in WWE, pro wrestling in general. I don't know. First ever, right? I'm being told it's the first ever officially real life IRL married couple versus married couple. I think it is. I think so.
Yeah, I think you're.
Hit us up in the comments if I'm wrong. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, the only last match I can think of is John Cena and was it Brie Bella against Miz and Maurice at WrestleMania? Or
they weren't married. They weren't. Right? Nope.
John Cena was engaged. Yeah. Miz and Maurice were. Yeah. That's the only one I can think of.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and
who do you got?
Unless you count Stephanie versus Vince or Vince versus Linda at WrestleMania. Well, it's 16 where there's a McMahon in every corner. Yeah.
That was so
but
stupid.
Back to this one. I'm going with my heart's telling me CM Punk and AJ Lee. I feel like that's the only option, but it
is.
Feel like Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins are gonna feel it somehow, adding more oomph to this feud, adding more hatred to this feud, and then we're gonna break off and get AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. And we continue CM Punk and Seth Rollins for another couple of months. So part of me feels like AJ Lee and CM Punk have to win, but the WWE, I could see them having Rollins and Lynch get the win. But I'm going to go with my heart, and I'm going to say AJ Lee and CM Punk get the victory. I don't know how, but they do get the win.
I think Lee pins Becky Lynch. Here's the thing, right? It has to be Punk and Lee, right? I get what you're saying with Rollins and Lynch winning because then it builds more. Because I do think AJ will dethrone Becky Lynch, and I think Punk will beat Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, as I predicted. I think it'll drag out that much longer. So I think they'll find a way. But I think when Punk and Lee win, it might take some air off of it, and maybe since the good guys won, they'll maybe do something else, and Rollins and them or maybe just AJ Lee and Becky Lynch will focus on each other, so Seth Rollins can do something else. I don't know, but we'll see how it works. But I do think it has to be Punk and Lee. We can't have bad guys win all over this thing. You know what I mean? I think the good guys got to win, and Punk and Lee. You can't have AJ Lee come back just to take a pin unless she loses to Becky Lynch to beat her then for the IC title afterwards. That's the only thing I can see. But I'm going Punk and Lee.
Yeah. I think Punk and Lee have to win, but I could see a scenario where Seth and Becky steal it from them, and adding more vitriol to this feud, and then making it more special when CM Punk and AJ Lee end up dethroning the other power couple in WWE. So either way, this is probably the match that I'm most excited about on this card, and I feel like this match should be main eventing the show instead of the next match, which will be main eventing.
Oh, you are wrong, sir. It is when Drew, I will not hit you through the booth again because I want to wrestle you tomorrow, McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed Heavyweight Championship. Jan. Who do you got, homie? Come on, let's see. You got a pair of nuts? Let's see if you got them.
Yeah, I feel like the reason why this match is main eventing is because either Drew McIntyre is winning or somebody huge is returning, like The Rock or somebody like that. And I don't think the latter is happening. So I'm going to say on the inaugural PLE, the WWE loves to do random title changes on these, these big shows. We'll have the new Women's World Champion crowned earlier in the night, but that title's been vacated now. So that's not really a title change. So this is going to be the title change. I think we're going to get Drew McIntyre finally becoming WWE champion. Either that or Cody Rhodes wins and Randy Orton turns heel afterwards. That's the only two scenarios I can see. But I really want to see Drew get his, and I think he deserves it. And I think WWE, that's why this match is in the main event, because they're going to put the title on Drew.
I mean, people keep saying that Randy's going to come out, but Drew just beat him clean. I don't see the point of that. I stuck with this at the beginning. I said this before this was even announced, when it was supposed to happen on Saturday night's main event, I believe, or whatever it was. I said from the start, Drew McIntyre is going to win. Big time faces of the company lose. John Cena lost all the time. That's why Edge, Randy Orton, people like that have 13 championships as well, and 12 and 10, because they would lose a John, beat John, lose a John. Stone Cold Steve Austin never had a championship, I think, longer than 5-6 months. He was the face of the company. That's how it works. You can't just be the face and just hold it forever like Roman. That wasn't an anomaly other than Hogan and back in the days when wrestling wasn't on every week and it didn't matter how long he had the championship. Cody needs to lose. Let Drew hold it until Rumble. Cody can then win it back and then face whoever at WrestleMania, where I think he's going to lose it to Sami Zayn. But nonetheless, Drew McIntyre deserves it. Pay him back for winning WrestleMania, having his moment ruined due to COVID, and have him win it on the first ever ESPN. Like I said, open up with John Cena destroying Brock. People are going to talk, tune in, end it with Drew beating Cody, and have people continue to talk all the way through the weekend, baby. That's what I'm saying. That's how you make a mark. So,
and if you want to steal the weekend away from AEW, that's how you do it. Have John Cena beat Brock to open the show, the return of AJ Lee, her first match back in 10 years, and then Cody Rhodes gets dethroned in his first PLE defense of the title. The only reason why I don't think this match should main event is because Cody Rhodes hasn't been there. He wasn't there for the last 3 weeks. The match became official last week. And this week on SmackDown, they signed the contract. And it's just like CM Punk and AJ Lee have been on both Raw and SmackDown. Becky Lynch has been carrying the WWE, the women's division. She's been doing the best work of her career. I feel like they deserve the main event spot, but like we said, something big's happening in this main event, and that's why this has got to be their last match of the show.
Don't forget, too, somebody has to go make a Hadouken after this. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
He was already gone for a month. Why are you going to have him be gone for another 3-4 weeks recording the movies and this and that as a champion when you can give it to Drew? And Drew is the MVP of all of professional wrestling. He needs to make that a shirt. I've been saying it for months upon months upon. He is the MVP. Let him run with the company, baby. Let him do it. All right.
Yeah, it's his time. It's Drew McIntyre's time. And let's see how he does as champion in front of a fan base and for longer than 5 minutes.
I agree. All right, there it is. That's our WWE first ever ESPN Wrestlepalooza predictions, baby. Let us know if you're watching this live, if you're watching this recorded, put it in the comments. Let us know if you agree or disagree, or who you think is going to win the 5 matches. Don't forget to subscribe, tune in, so on and so on and so on. Let us know if you're even going to be watching, if you're going to be paying for it, whatever you're going to be doing, let us know. And as always, if you just want to listen to me yappity yap, you can catch me on all social media at my_wrestling_opinion. Please check me out on TikTok. I'm over 16,000 now, but ain't getting no views anymore. So please help me get those views up. And with me, as always, is
Ryan Enjoys Wrestling. I know I keep saying I'm going to come back, and I do for a couple of times, and then I disappear again, but I'm back now. So go follow me on all the social media platforms. Go follow us on all the social media platforms. We're live here on YouTube, so go subscribe to our channel at 2 Dudes with Attitudes. Go follow us on Instagram at 2 Dudes with Attitudes Podcast. Go follow us on TikTok at 2 Dudes with Attitudes. And if you feel so behooved, feel free to follow us on X at 2 Dudes PC. And if you're listening to us on Apple and Spotify, we appreciate all the love and support. We're in the top 10% of all listened to pro wrestling podcasts out there. So help us climb up the ranks even more, get us into that top 5%, that top 1%, and keep showing your love and support. Leave us a 5-star rating and review, and tell everyone about your favorite 2 dudes on the internet.
2 dudes, we out.
2 dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the 2 dudes and our attitudes ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. The 5-star broadcast shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E, the 2 dudes with the attitudes that bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on time to lock it.
All right, I kept saying recording error, huh? Oh, we're still live. Never mind.